You know, America's always loved an underdog story, and we should. Hey, friends, Bruce here with the Sentinel Broadcast. America loves an underdog story primarily because we were the underdogs. It was America that overcame Great Britain, won our independence. George Washington and his ragtag army overcame Great Britain, the largest, greatest army in the world. And so the underdogs won that day, and the rest is history, if you will. Well, we love the underdog story, and well, we should for that very reason, but not just that. It makes me think of the story of Alma Richards, who won a gold medal in high jumping at the 1912 Olympics in Stockholm, Sweden. What a great story this is. So, Alma Richards, a young man that comes from a small community in Utah, somehow makes his way through the Olympic trials. No one knew who he was, no formal education, no noble background, anything like that. And yet he made his way to be among others on the team. Now, here's the thing. Most of the people on that team came from their own noble kind of background with a great education from the greatest institutions in America and around the world. They had this aristocrat kind of appeal to them. They formed their own club or their own clique. And when Alma came along, they didn't want so much of it. And so actually they heckled him every chance that they could. Here's the thing. They found out pretty quickly that he was better than them. He was better than them in the high jump, and he had more character than they did. And yet he was pushed down as often as possible. He was even written off the team after jumping higher than anyone else representing America. Well, somehow, a man by the name of Amos Alonzo Stagg found out that Alma made the trip. Made the trip to Stockholm, Sweden, and Alma Richards jumped 6'4" with an unorthodox style of jump. He clears the bar and he wins the gold medal, and he does so remarkably so against some of the hopes of his teammates. You see, here's the thing. The elites in that team had formed their own relationships so tightly that they didn't want anyone else within their program, if you will. They wanted to perpetuate what they already had and keep that going. You see, that's a tendency in us, in any person or group around the world, to perpetuate what we've already got and to keep rewarding ourselves. And we like those trophies at the end of the day, even if they're participation trophies. But they learned quickly from Amos Alonzo Stagg that the real man that was representing America truly, genuinely, with authenticity was Alma Richards himself. And this is basically what Amos Alonzo Stagg said, and I'm paraphrasing. He used a few choice words. He confronted these nobility, if you will, track stars, the aristocrats on the team. They had all come from noble families, from high education backgrounds, some of the best in the world, I may have mentioned. And Alma came from nowhere and knew no one. And so he was out of the picture, and they, in their minds, were in the picture. Stagg said, if anyone represents America, it's this man, Alma Richards. He's the underdog. He is the one that is proving that he, by the character in his heart and his mind and his resiliency to move forward and persevere, that he can achieve anything in life. And if anyone represents America, it's this man, not you. You are acting like the aristocrats that you are. You have been born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and you want to perpetuate that. That's not true nobility. As a matter of fact, dear friends, we've learned by now that a real gentleman or a real woman, a real lady in today's world can come from anywhere and everywhere. Because in this world, either everyone counts or no one counts. So no matter where you come from, no matter what education you have or don't have, you have the opportunity to be at God's best in the generation that He's placed you in. And we don't need any hecklers along the way. but there are plenty of hecklers. And there were that day. Amos Alonzo Stagg put those guys in their place. And then Alma Richards, of course, goes on to win the gold medal. And he did so representing America the way a man should. Now, dear friends, there's a lesson for us to learn there. And the lesson is this: America loves an underdog because we were ourselves an underdog one day. So you hang in there. You don't give up. And you remember that no matter whether or not the crowd around you chooses you, even if you don't get the attention that perhaps you should get, you stay the course. Quality of character matters. And that's how we ought to be judging one another. And perhaps those with the highest quality of character are those who were not born with silver spoons in their mouth. They've learned how to adapt and overcome, just like America did. Our nation did it, and so can you. So hang in there, just like Alma Richards. Thanks for listening. Till next time. Godspeed.